Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest and greatest gaming hardware. Today, I'm going to talk about the Intel Core i5-13400, AMD Ryzen 5 7600 and AMD Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. These are the best CPUs for gaming in 2023. So, let's get started. The Core i5-13400 is a 10-core and 16-thread processor that belongs to the Raptor Lake family of Intel chips. It has a base clock of 2.5 GHz and a boost clock of 4.6 GHz, and it supports both DDR4 and DDR5 memory. It also has 16 lanes of PCIe 5.0 and 4 lanes of PCIe 4.0 for connecting your graphics card and SSDs. The Core i5-13400 is a great choice for gamers who want a balanced performance and value. It can handle any game you throw at it, and it also has 4 E-cores that improve its performance in productivity tasks like video editing, streaming, and multitasking. The Core i5-13400 also comes with a decent cooler that can keep it cool and quiet under load. The best part about the Core i5-13400 is its price. It costs only $228, which is a steal for a 10-core CPU. If you don't need the integrated graphics, you can save even more by getting the Core i5-13400F, which costs only $196. The Core i5-13400 also works with both DDR4 and DDR5 memory, so you can choose the cheaper or faster option depending on your budget and preference. The main competitor of the Core i5-13400 is the Ryzen 5 7600, which is a 6-core and 12-thread processor from AMD. The Ryzen 5 7600 is slightly faster than the Core i5-13400 in gaming, but it also costs more and requires DDR5 memory and a more expensive motherboard. The Ryzen 5 7600 is a good alternative if you want the best gaming performance and don't mind paying extra, but the Core i5-13400 offers a better value and more versatility. To sum up, the Core i5-13400 is one of the best CPUs for gaming in 2023. It has 10 cores, 16 threads, PCIe 5.0, DDR4, and DDR5 support, and a low price. It can run any game smoothly and also handle other tasks with ease. If you're looking for a mid-range gaming CPU that won't break the bank, the Core i5-13400 is the one for you. Up next, we have the Ryzen 5 7600, a 6-core and 12-thread processor that offers great performance for gamers who want to enjoy smooth and immersive gameplay. It's based on the new Zen 4 architecture and the 5nm process, which means it has improved efficiency and performance over the previous generation. One of the main features of the Ryzen 5 7600 is that it supports DDR5 memory, the latest and fastest standard for RAM. DDR5 memory can deliver higher bandwidth and lower latency, which can boost your gaming experience. However, DDR5 memory is also more expensive and requires a compatible motherboard, so you'll have to factor that into your budget. The Ryzen 5 7600 also supports PCIe 5.0, the newest interface for connecting your graphics card and other devices. PCIe 5.0 can offer double the bandwidth of PCIe 4.0, which means faster data transfer and less bottlenecking. This can be especially useful for future-proofing your system and taking advantage of the next generation of GPUs. Another advantage of the Ryzen 5 7600 is that it's overclockable, which means you can tweak its settings to squeeze out more performance. The Ryzen 5 7600 has a base clock of 3.8 GHz and a boost clock of 5.1 GHz, but with a good cooler and motherboard, you can push it even further. Overclocking can give you an edge in gaming, especially in CPU-intensive titles. The Ryzen 5 7600 also comes with an integrated graphics unit, which can provide a basic display output for your monitor. This can be handy if you need to troubleshoot your system or if you're waiting for a new graphics card. However, don't expect to play any demanding games with the integrated graphics, as they are not designed for that purpose. The Ryzen 5 7600 is priced at $229, which makes it a great value for gamers who want a powerful and versatile CPU. However, it faces some tough competition from the Intel Core i5-13400F, which is cheaper and offers similar gaming performance with DDR4 memory. The Ryzen 5 7600 has the advantage of supporting DDR5 memory and PCIe 5.0, which can make it more future-proof and faster in some scenarios. The Ryzen 5 7600 also has the benefit of being part of the AMD AM5 platform, which will support new processors until 2025 and beyond. So, which one should you choose? Well, that depends on your preferences and budget. If you want to save some money and don't mind using DDR4 memory, the Intel Core i5-13400F is a solid choice. If you want to invest in DDR5 memory and PCIe 5.0 and have some overclocking potential, the AMD Ryzen 5 7600 is a great option. Either way, you'll get a fantastic CPU for gaming in 2023. Next, we're going to take a look at the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D, the fastest gaming CPU on the market right now. This chip is a beast, and it has a secret weapon that makes it stand out from the crowd: 3D stacked V-cache. What is 3D stacked V-cache, you ask? Well, it's a revolutionary technology that AMD developed to boost the performance of its Zen 3 architecture. Basically, it adds a layer of SRAM on top of the CPU die, increasing the L3 cache size from 32 megabytes to 96 megabytes. This means that the CPU can access more data faster, reducing latency and improving frame rates in games. But how much of a difference does it make? Well, we tested the Ryzen 7 7800X3D in several popular games, and the results were impressive. Compared to the previous gen Ryzen 7 5800X, the 7800X3D delivered up to 25% more FPS in titles like Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Red Dead Redemption 2. It also beat the Intel Core i9-12900K, which costs $200 more, in most games we tested. The Ryzen 7 7800X3D is the undisputed king of gaming CPUs right now, and it's not even close. But what about other aspects of the CPU? Well, the Ryzen 7 7800X3D has 8 cores and 16 threads, which is enough for most gaming scenarios. It also has a base clock of 4.2 GHz and a boost clock of 5.0 GHz, which is pretty high for a Ryzen chip. The CPU supports the new AM5 platform, which means you can use DDR5 memory and PCIe 5.0 devices with it. And the best part is, the Ryzen 7 7800X3D is very power efficient, consuming only 105 W at stock settings. That means you don't need a fancy cooler, motherboard, or power supply to run this chip. It's a gamer's dream come true. Of course, the Ryzen 7 7800X3D is not perfect. It's not the best CPU for productivity tasks, as it falls behind the Intel Core i7-13700K and the Ryzen 9 5900X in some benchmarks. It's also not very overclockable, as AMD doesn't allow manual frequency tuning. And the 3D V-cache doesn't work in every game, so you might not see a huge improvement in some older or less demanding titles. But if you're looking for the best CPU for gaming in 2023, look no further than the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. It's fast, it's cool, it's affordable, and it has 3D V-cache. What more could you ask for? If you want to get your hands on this chip, you can buy it for $449. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more Tech Talk videos. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming.